Hey everyone, welcome back. To no one's surprise, once again, Gavin Newsom is up to his usual shenanigans where he's just bailing himself out of all sorts of trouble, just like he did with the recall. Gavin, I don't know if you ever heard about it, recall Gavin 2020. We got him on the ballot, we got the signatures, but unfortunately he just weaseled his way out. I was involved with that as regional manager, and I think we all did really great work. But anyways, we are once again recalling him. But let's go back to this. So Panera Bread got an exemption from California's $20 minimum wage law after owner donated to Gavin Newsom. Now, who is this guy? Who is the guy that Gavin Newsom gave this little handout to, and why? We'll get that. First of all, here's Greg Flynn. So he is a long-term friend of Gavin Newsom. In fact, they're actually high school buddies, or at least they were in the same high school. So we can assume that they were high school buddies. So what is this? What exactly is going on? So California Gavin Newsom signed a law that exempts Panera Bread from a new $20 an hour minimum wage hike for fast food chains. In September, Newsom signed a law raised, that's the one we already know. But the Fast Food Accountability and Safety Standard Recovery Act includes an unusual carve-out that exempts chains that bake bread and sell it as a standalone item. Like, that's very specific. That's pretty specific for a legislation. Normally they make it really wordy and whatnot, but that one's right up to the point. Newsom reportedly sought the exemption, which benefits, among others, Greg Flynn, the guy we just talked about, the billionaire CEO of Flynn Restaurant Group, the company that owns some 24 Panera Bread's locations in the state. So again, Greg Flynn has something to gain from this, and him and Gavin have been connected for quite some time. Flynn, who attended the same high school as Newsom, we talked about that, has been involved in business dealings with the California governor, according to Bloomberg News. So this guy, not only does he know Gavin from their childhood, worked with him throughout the decades, he owns Panera Bread chains, and for some reason, his specific chains got the exemption from this $20 minimum wage rule. Now, remember, this isn't really going to help the workers. Like, they think it is. Like, oh, I'm going to get $4. It's going to be so awesome. I'm going to be able to afford all this new stuff, blah, blah. Like, no, you didn't. Because the profit margin for the business just went down. So now they have to increase prices in order to keep that profit margin up. So what it means is you're going to have less customers because not everybody else is getting a $4 an hour wage. I can promise you that much. In fact, that's very hard to come by. I do know people in the tech industry that don't get that when they get promoted, which is a crying shame. But anyways, so what's going to be happening is the consumers are going to pay for it. The workers are going to pay for it. They just don't know it yet. But once again, Gavin gets to sit there in front of everybody and fool a large portion of his voter base and be like, well, I raised the minimum wage, but these greedy businesses, the ones that are keeping you alive and feeding you and running and then helping feed us all with taxes. Because as you guys should know, and again, this is also part of the reason why he did it, when you have a higher wage, your taxation bracket also goes up. Or if you have more money, the amount of taxes you pay back also goes up. So in reality, forcing a minimum wage increases really only benefits the government. It doesn't, they think it benefits them, but it just benefits them with their power base. So unfortunately what's going to happen is now tax is going to go up, cost of living is going to go way up, the $20 minimum wage is going to become even more useless. Everybody else that's right now paying people that are actually doing work that is actually worth $20 are also going to have to bump it back up. Otherwise, they're going to be competing with fast food restaurants. Or, more realistically, you're just going to get replaced by robots that, let's be honest, most of these people don't really care if you have a job or not. Like, if you go to a local fast food restaurant, you're going to see a lot of tablets popping up. And then you just have a few workers in the back that are just putting everything together, then they kind of throw it at you, and then that's it. Like, already making the process. Like a Taco Bell. Taco Bell does that a lot. And then we've seen the robots working, I think, for like Burger King or McDonald's. Okay, let's go back to this. So Greg Flynn, this guy, like, it's kind of funny. They both seem to buy their suits from the same place. They got the same fake smile too. So Flynn, who attended the same high school as Newsom, okay, we'll go back there. We were talking about that. Flynn has a net worth valued at $1.1 billion. Of course, because he knows career politicians. That's his thing. According to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, he has donated at least $164,800 to Newsom's campaigns. Now, that's the funny part. Yahoo's calling this out, which Yahoo usually doesn't. Well, they're a mixed bag. Anyways, Panera Bread exempt from following California's new minimum wage law due to relationship with Newsom. That's awesome. They're actually literally just calling him out. And then this one right here, straight from Bloomberg, how Panera Bread ducked California's new $20 minimum wage law. Billionaire Greg Flynn, they say it right off from the get-go. Billionaire Greg Flynn, who made his fortune running one of the world's largest restaurant franchise operations, is getting a new boost from sourdough loaves and brioche buns. That's because the California law is about to raise the state minimum wage at fast food spots $20 an hour from 16, offers an unusual exemption for chains that bake bread and sell as a standalone item. Look, we're going back to it. We are organizing. We're going to recall Gavin. We want to recall Gavin. Sick of him. I don't want to deal with him ever. Like, the fact that the only reason why he survived is because they didn't have a good, strong candidate, and because Gavin used his position, his political position as governor, to buy his way out. He basically bribed unions, gave them what they wanted, got a lot of backing, did a lot of hustle and bustle. Let's not even talk about his deep ties to the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, and Xi Jinping. Like, if you have already forgotten about how he basically just swept clean an entire section of streets in San Francisco just so Xi could have his little communist flag flying, waving, and being happy and all that crap. You're living, you may not be aware. I won't say you're living under a rock. Nobody really lives under a rock, but you're very unaware. Unfortunately, this guy has to go. Otherwise, it's just going to keep being more and more of the same. So, if you haven't already, again, I'm not particularly affiliated with them at this time. Like I said, I was a regional manager back in 2020, 2021. Whether or not I'll continue to do that, we'll see. But if you don't know, go to rebuildcalifornia.org, okay, or recall Gavin 2024. I'm sure you'll find it. And you can start helping out. You can possibly help. I don't know. I think they're accepting volunteers this time. I'm not 100% certain, but just help out, do your part. All right, we'll see you next time.